This is One on One. The public television family is pleased to welcome Tony Butler, Executive Director of St. John's Bread and Life. Good to see you, Tony.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
Your organization is doing great things, particularly in the boroughs of Brooklyn and Queens. What is it?
We're one of the largest emergency feeding programs in the city, doing over 2,600 meals a day for hungry New Yorkers. Viewers should know that 1 in 5 New Yorkers uses emergency food.
1 in 5.
It's like 1.8 million.
Who are these people?
They run from your classic kind of very homeless, poor, disenfranchised folks to working folks. This morning I saw 2 people with TSA uniforms picking up at our food pantry because they're making a choice between rent and food, medicine and food and stuff like that. So we work to respond to that.
So many pieces to this terrific program. The farm-to-table initiative. That term gets used a lot.
Yeah.
Not everybody knows what it means. Go ahead.
I mean, it all comes out of my challenging of the food community to say, look, you provide good food for people with means. What about people without means? So that's launched our partnership with, we have 4 farms where we purchase locally. I'm spending about $200,000 a year, locally sourced produce and milk. We're working, improving our menus and cooking classes and things with local Brooklyn chefs, the kind of happening real hipster Brooklyn food world. And in the fall, we're launching a food service, a job training program to help people move into and kind of move out of poverty, move into the food service industry.
The other thing that's fascinating to me is you have a mobile soup kitchen?
Yeah.
Why mobile and not have people just come to you?
We have both. We have people come to us, but the mobile allows us the flexibility of meeting the needs where they are. 3 of our sites are day labor sites, people for work. One very interesting site is a women day labor site.
A women's
day labor site where they're waiting to be picked up for domestic work. And have a lot of the kind of traditional problems that women suffer from when they're out there exposed in the world of trafficking and domestic violence and like that. It also allowed us during Sandy to, right that same day of Sandy, to be out there providing emergency food to folks when the power was out, like that. So our mobile allows us that kind of, pardon the pun, mobility to really respond to the needs. And we also have services on the truck. So we help with immigration services. We help people sign up for SNAP benefits.
SNAP is a federal program.
Yes, for food, more commonly known as food stamps. But
right.
So we try to replicate those services. So provide the food, meet the immediate need, and then help stabilize people.
How'd you get into this? You've been there 11 years.
11 years. I've been doing kind of charitable work. My whole career comes out of my kind of Catholic religious upbringing. I was a Franciscan friar for 10 years. Prior to this, helped develop housing for the homeless, mentally ill. Worked in North Carolina doing emergency food, which was a whole different world. I crowned Miss Tobacco one year.
What?
It was all tobacco country, and I was invited. I was running the local social service agency, and it was a big honor for the big tobacco parade. And
you crowned.
We crowned her. That was a whole. I learned more about tobacco than I thought one could possibly know.
So you've seen a good part of this country.
Yeah. And,
let me ask you this: a philosophical question that is hopefully grounded in reality. Given the statistic you started with, say that again about the number of people.
In New York City, 1 in 5 New Yorkers uses emergency food.
Okay. To what degree do you believe that most of us actually think about and care all that much about those who are struggling and living in a way that you just described?
I think people care episodically about it. You know, we notice at Christmas when these kind of cultural things remind us.
Yeah.
But over the year, and part of my work is to remind people that these are your neighbors. We always think it's those people, or we think it's the lazy poor. I mean, that's very much the conversation that's going on now.
The lazy poor.
Yeah, that it's a classic part of philosophically, I think it's part of our founding of our nation. We were founded as a Calvinist nation, and it says that poverty and sin go together.
That's right, and hard work.
Yeah, which...
hard work
will get you out of poverty.
That's right, that's the Calvinist mentality.
Right. But I've got people working 40, 50 hours a week who can't make it. And they're making choices.
The working poor.
Yeah, our economic structure is really skewed right now.
It's so interesting. It's a dangerous issue to get into, but your Catholic background, mine may be more similar than you think, because you know what we were taught in Catholic school where I went, grammar school, high school, and college. But I'm going to say this: it was always a responsibility that we had to those who, you know, had less. Is that where it came from for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's the classic. It's from the Gospel of Matthew. When did you see me hungry? When did you see me naked? And when you do that, you encounter the divine.
And you take that seriously.
I do. Because I think people are inherently good. They're inherently, if they're created in the image and likeness of God, they're inherently good. They're inherently valuable. Now, sometimes a lot of stuff gets in the way. Sometimes it's harder to see the goodness. But I have to act like that. And it's been fulfilling to act like that. And then, particularly for me, being able to take all those teachings and really create a very systematic, high-tech, our food pantry's digital, really bringing kind of those kind of skills to it and responding to the needs of the
A lot of
folks.
people have religious backgrounds, but not everyone does what you do every day. Real quick, 30 seconds. What's the digital thing again?
Our digital food pantry, people order off a touchscreen for their food, giving them the foods they need. It drives more nutritious food to them, kind of works so they don't take less nutritious food, and really allows us to understand people's use and need of food so we can respond in a much more efficient and better stewardship.
You were put here to do this work.
I hope so. I hope. Keep doing it and shaking the money trees to keep funding it.
Oh, yeah, you have to do that too, right?
Well, because one of the things folks should know is that the emergency food world's about 90% privately funded. It's not government funded, so it's not your tax dollars going to it.
Kind of like public broadcasting.
Yes, it's very much so.
Tony Butler is executive. I had to get that in. Tony Butler, executive director of St. John's Bread and Life, a terrific organization making a difference in the lives of other people every day. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Tony.
thanks for having me here. It's great. Thanks.
Got it.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. This special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by
ShopRite Supermarkets,
the Fidelco Group, ADP, the Healthcare Foundation of New Jersey, University Hospital, Newark, New Jersey, the Russell Berry Foundation, and by NJIT. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.